Pisces, welcome to your monthly reading. Did I do these right? Welcome to Healing Hype Man. My name is Alvin. We're going to dive into Pisces. I have a spread, and it's a little bit of a... it's different. It's different for me. It's different for the channel. We're going to look at your current energy, your challenge in reverse, and what's in the near future. The challenge has really been a little bit of like a harsh truth. As you guys know, I like to do readings like that, and I want to help you, give you guidance, and sometimes you need a little bit of like the truth, right? If I'm going to do some astrology as well. That's based on Pisces rising. Pisces rising. Let me just dive in first. Current energy for Pisces. Pisces. I think it's going to be a very deep month for you. Very internal month for you. Your current energy, the Temperance. Your challenge, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And in the near future, 4 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, why it's all happening. 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. You're in a very peaceful place. Very harmonious at this time. Perhaps you feel like things are balanced, or you're in the process of balancing things. Maybe some areas of your life feel balanced. Your challenge is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think you guys are really concerned about a lot. I think that you've taken matters into your own hands. Because you're not really concerned about loss. You're like really going with the flow, very Piscean, like very go with the flow, very I'm content with what I have. I'm not concerned that things are going to leave my life. I'm just going to check something really quick. Perhaps even like your communication skills are like very internal at the same time. Like you're kind of keeping to yourself. You're not really concerned about things that are going on around you. You're really focused more on yourself because everything that's happening in Aquarius, which is your 12th house of mental health, spirituality, addiction, but introspection at the same time, like endings, there's healing, there's closure, a lot of subconscious belief systems. And now we're talking about Mercury, we're talking about Venus, we're talking about Pluto, and we're talking about Mars. You know, like you're really going in and perhaps not even worrying about external things. I don't even see that as a challenge, to be honest. Unless you are concerned about loss, unless you are concerned about finances and being left out in the cold. I got a feeling yours is a little interesting, a little different here. Yeah, thank you for waiting for me. I had to like verify that. Yeah, the energy of loss is not there. You're not really concerned about it. Let me tell you where it's leading you to. 4 of Cups. It's, as I said, it's leading you to like a I don't care attitude. And now, if I were to just do these cards, I would say like, good for you, right? But if I look at the astrology, especially for Pisces rising, you're doing a lot of work inside. And my mind's already thinking so far ahead. I need to say what I want to say here. The healing, perhaps you are healing, or you're like really like diving in, maybe doing some work on the inside, how you communicate, how you love, how you handle confrontation, how like what expands in your life. And you're entering a new era of your life. And what I would be afraid of here, as how I started my channel, was really all about healing, is that you get bitter in your healing journey. That's what I would be afraid of here, as I sit here and I sit with this. I'm just gathering all this, and I'm bottom of the deck, why it's all happening. It's like the things that you have accomplished in life, the Hangman, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Wands. It's like the things that you have accomplished, or the things that you have done in life, are becoming a baggage. And I can even say your external things have become a baggage. Maybe belief systems that you've had, things are becoming a burden. And you're in this process of going in and trying to release all that. You're not very fearful at this time, but what I can say is because of that, no, this is so wild. I'm afraid to even say this. Because of the no fear attitude, which in certain contexts I would love, where I see it leading you to is being very stubborn. And I'm just jumping the gun here, and I'm going to say this, and if it resonates for some, the healing journey is, people don't talk about the loneliness that you deal with and the seclusion from the world, because you've done so much work and you've accomplished so much, and you can't relate to anybody in the world, where you then you go through a phase. I'm just going to say it's phases. Trust me, I've been through many of these, where I'm F the world. I'm not dealing with that. And you go and you do more work. But the more work you do, the more advanced you are to society, right? So you're just okay, and then when you come out of that and you realize that healing takes place in connection, and there's two forms of healing that takes place. Healing takes place in connection, and there's two forms. It's internal and in relation. Perhaps you're going into this internal, but I'm telling you, you go so deep into this internal that when you decide to go into healing in relation, because we need people in order to help us heal other chapters of our life, you're going to realize that you're way advanced. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I know you're not scared of anything. I know you're not fearful of anything. Let me just clarify this. But I would suggest here that you go after things that really excite you and still wear your heart on your sleeve. And this is being really dedicated and determined. If there's something you want in life and you're this is what I want it to be, go after that. I'm not taking anything less. I can definitely tell you that, right? I think no matter what, you're never going to take anything less. And I'm not trying to tell you to go down a notch either. What I'm trying to tell you is find different creative ways to really fill your space. Because I think you're just not sure if everything that you've accomplished is worth it. So there is newness in your life. Right? Perhaps find new things, right? So if you're not liking the result that it's given you, try something different. Ace of Wands. I'm going to go very basic here because this is very deep and complex. Passionate new endeavors, new passionate sexual experiences. Wands is passion and fire and sex, and new creative outlets. What are you passionate about, right? But still wearing your heart on your sleeve. Emotional investment in here. I don't want you to cut your heart off while you're going through this internal journey in your 12th house of Aquarius, because everything's going to be in there, and that's really going in. Really take charge of this. really be determined for it, to find new outlets, to find new things and wear my heart on my sleeve. I think you might have to like try to like keep one foot in, right? Like, and not go cold turkey like it's all me. That's what I'm really trying to say is I would love for you to continue to commune with the world as you do your solo journey. And I wish people talked about that more. Like, there are resources, there's people to help you, there's people to understand and listen to you. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. 1, 2, 3. Jupiter is in your 3rd house of communication. Perhaps you find a new way to communicate, or you expand on something. Your life expands in the realm of communication and intellect. Perhaps you go to school, or you learn something new about finances or stability or structure or foundations, or right. I'm just giving you a bunch of general things here. And get ready for your season, right? By the, I think, when, by like I think it's the 15th or the 18th, the sun will be in Pisces. And then by the end of the month, I think you'll be able to communicate what it is that you want. Mercury moves into Pisces towards the end of the month. I think you'll really understand some aspect of responsibility too. Responsibility. This was very interesting. Perhaps you take responsibility for, I don't know, your happiness here. Yeah. 4 of Wands. My happy ending. My love life. Your 7th house of relationships is Virgo. Sorry, I'm looking at this like live as I do it, and I like it that way because I don't miss anything. I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards here. Your 5th house of romance is Cancer. Wow, Cancer, Virgo. Even though nothing's taking place in your 5th and your 7th house, like anything that is really nurturing to you, that is really taking care of you and you taking care of yourself, or you nurturing other people, I'm just looking at it as a compatibility, right? I'm not saying anything's going on in those houses. I don't know. 7th house, partners. I just said that. Didn't I just say that? And yours is Cancer. Yours is Virgo. I always pull 2 here, and void of course moon. Missing. Didn't I just say that? Void of course moon typically means like there's no movement, there's no energy moving in that space, and typically they always suggest that we shouldn't do anything when the moon is void of course, which happens right before it changes signs. It's like a couple hours. And on this card, it's missing. 7th house of partnerships is missing. I don't know. I mentioned that, and where I was going there was just trying to see like how can I get you to not shut down while you're doing this internal work in your 12th house. I think you might be focusing a lot on that, what your 7th house of partners looks like. and realizing that something's missing there. If I were to look at these cards, I would say that might not be something you want to focus on, because you're about to go inside. And if you're going to go inside and then start feeling about like how I don't have anybody or I'm lonely, the inside should be about awareness about yourself and the way you respond and how you handle conflict in relationships and how you like to love. Look at your love language, your Mars and your Venus sign. Look at those two. It shows your love language, right? And don't highlight the things that are missing in your life, right? Let's bring awareness to the things that your strengths, right? Perhaps where you have opportunity for growth and room for improvement. How you can prepare for these things to come into your life, right? Scratching my palm, money, perhaps finances, right? What makes you feel stable and harmonious here? Because the I'm not afraid of anything attitude could really bring you to a space of like, well, then the space of like, well, I'm not afraid of nothing, but I'm not going to let nothing in. I guess I'm trying to say something has to open here. And maybe you'll find that in this month. Whoa, Pisces. My name is Alvin Catalan. Links are down below. I'm present. I'm done speaking now.